Hello everybody, this is me, MC Gamer, and now tuned into another Zelda glitch tutorial video. Now today I got an interesting one for you that it has a purpose that we're going to cover inside another video, but it also has a purpose that we're going to cover in this video. The one that we're going to cover another time is one that's quite a big deal. It's called storage, but we're not going to talk about storage today. Today we're talking about the Wind Waker dive. So here inside the Wind Waker, what you need is, for this trick only, your Wind Waker. Now, how it works is essentially there are times where Link will fall off cliffs or his camera will reorient itself when he pulls out the Wind Waker after climbing up a cliff. If you can pull your Wind Waker on the exact frame that it's about to turn around, it will cause Link to fall holding his Wind Waker. Now, I'm going to show you how it looks here, but then I'm going to show you two of its intended uses. So right here, what we can do is just climb up, and when you climb up, you need to hit the Wind Waker button as Link is climbing up, right like that. So then Link will fall holding the Wind Waker, just like that. Now there's also, you can do it not only at cliffs where there's this little bit of slope here, as you see there's a little bit of slope, that's why he falls there, but you can do it at places where he's going to be pushed off, like by this tree, just like that. Now how is this useful? Well, it can actually, when you Wind Waker dive into the ocean, like if you fall into the ocean, some funny stuff starts to happen, and for that I'm going to need to go over to the Forest Haven. So I'm going to go on over there, and I'll see you in just a second. Alright, so here we are at the Forest Haven. Now, there are multiple ways to actually do this dive, but the one I'm going to be showing you today is the easiest, which involves Beetle's ship here. So, basically, what you need to do is have Beetle's ship sitting here, just chilling around, and you need to also have your Wind Waker out. Make sure you're holding it. You can do that quickly just by pulling it out and putting it away. It's that simple. Now what you need to do is run up to it and grab the edge of the boat that I'm looking at currently right there. And when you climb up, do a Wind Waker dive. And then when you do that, cancel it after seeing one frame, and you should be able to swim underneath the island just like this. And once you're underneath the island, well, you can do something really neat, and just by swimming under it, over to where the loading zone is, to where you enter the Deku Tree, or where you go to see the Deku Tree, right over here. You can just walk right into the loading zone without having to do all the bits with the grappling hook. And that's a much faster way of getting into the Forest Haven. It's a pretty neat method. Alright, now there's one other really useful Wind Waker dive that you may want to know about. If you come to this very corner here inside the Forsaken Fortress, take a look on the mini-map to find out where it is exactly. You can actually stand on a little bit of land here, and if you walk towards this edge while pulling out the Wind Waker, you're going to be able to do a Wind Waker dive. Just like that. And that allows you to dive underneath the Forsaken Fortress and bypass the wall that you usually need to bomb. Now, this isn't extremely useful until after it's time to return to the Forsaken Fortress after retrieving the Master Sword unpowered. But it's a pretty cool trick nonetheless. And you are going to drown here unless you get over to this little platform. There we go. And so we got into the Forsaken Fortress. And usually that wall would still be up there, but it's already been bombed on this file. So that's a very useful way of actually doing a Wind Waker dive. Now there's actually more places you can do Wind Waker dives. You can do it anywhere basically that there is a wall in front of Link after he climbs up. So why don't I go and show you an example of that. Alright, so there's a good example right here. So if we pull out this rock right here, you can actually climb up it and pull out the Wind Waker when you get to the top. And Link's going to fall because the camera's going to orient itself because it can't be inside the rock. The camera wouldn't go inside the rock. So just like that, you can do a very nice Wind Waker dive. Just like that. It's pretty useless at places like this, but it's very useful once I tell you about the glitch that I'll tell you about on an upcoming video. You can also do a Wind Waker dive right here on the corner of this rock because it's going to want to push you off. Just like that. So the Wind Waker dive is a pretty useful trick. The timing is pretty difficult. Again, some of the tips I would give you for trying to get that down is look for when Link is just about to stand up to press the button. Just about to. Or you can also look at one of his feet. I like to look at his left foot a lot of times and see when it just is about to go flat. So that's a good way of also being able to do that Wind Waker dive. So, get practice on those Wind Waker dives because you'll be needing that trick for an upcoming video. And it can also be used inside the Forsaken Fortress and the Forest Haven to get underneath the island and get to areas quicker than usual. Thank you all for watching this Zelda Glitch video. See you next time.